Welcome back, guys. JE Live. I am Jake Ellenbogen, and we are talking about the Rams and Giants game I was just at. Sorry, my voice is very out of whack. I was yelling, cheering, whatever, talking a lot to a lot of people. Thank you guys that were able to stop by and say hi. For those I missed and I was unable to meet with, I do apologize for that. But there's always, of course, next time. And it was crazy because I didn't have service. It was really spotty at MetLife Stadium. So, really unfortunate there. I got back, we went out and ate and everything. And, then all of a sudden I get all these texts coming in all at once from, Twitter or my phone or what have you. And, man, it was so annoying because I saw one in particular from somebody that said, hey, I got extra seats down in the lower level. Come on, plenty of seats. Come join us, to the end of the game. That would have been nice. I was up in the nosebleeds, which I still really much enjoyed. Fun game all in all. Pretty boring fourth quarter, but a lot of fun, a lot of points. It was a scoreagami, in case you guys don't know. 38-11, the Rams beat the New York Giants. And that's never happened before in the NFL. So that score, 38-11, is a one-of-a-kind scoreagami, and I was there to witness it. So that was pretty dope. Had a lot of fun. Alexis, Blaine, my father joined us. My brother, my best friend Tyler, and my friend Dan ran into, some people that just had a lot of fun, meeting, and then afterwards hung out a little bit, wanted to say hi to some of the players. Because of COVID protocol, they weren't able to come over and sign autographs and take pictures like last time I was there in 2017, but it was still fun and I enjoyed it. So, all in all, it was a really fun trip, but we'll get into it. Before we do, I will say that the Rams right now at 5-1, they are one of the best teams in the league. I think they're really getting back on track. They didn't let the Cardinal game destroy them, and that's the great thing. But on top of that, I think this defense really showed out. And albeit this is a game where, look, Daniel Jones coming back from injury, he's back. But, you don't have Kenny Golladay, he's out. You don't have Saquon Barkley, he's out. Kadarius Toney on, potentially the second or third play of the game gets hurt, and he's out for the game. There's a lot of injuries they're dealing with. And the biggest one was Andrew Thomas going down, the former first round pick out of Georgia, their left tackle. He went down, and they put in Matt Parrott, who I think is a really good right tackle, but clearly isn't the best left tackle, and they really just exposed that. They just kept going at him all game long, and they had Nate Solder on the right side, so the Rams really swarmed the Giants, and, I think you got to give credit where credit's due. Raheem Morris may not give up the fewer yards, as opposed to Brandon Staley at this point in the season last year. But hear me out when I say the Rams are 5-1. Last year they were 4-2. The Rams have generated more interceptions, 8. Last year, 4 at this point. The Rams had 20 sacks at this point last year for Brandon Staley's defense. But keep in mind, guys, they had 8 sacks against Washington. The Rams haven't had that outburst yet, and if they do, they have a chance to really put themselves above. And then, of course, they have more forced fumbles as well. What it comes down to is the Rams are actually better against the run. They've stopped the run better. They've given up fewer rushing yards, as well as last season where they gave up a little bit more. It's really been the passing yards, and it's been, part of the reason is that cushion. And we don't like the cushion, all that, but credit where credit's due. The Rams only gave up 11 points. 8 of those were garbage time with, Aaron Donald out of the game. So, I mean, I'm not worried about this team at all. Not worried about the defense. The defense starting to come into its own. Anytime you go on the road and, you go cross country on the road, no less, and you win a game 38-11, you have to feel good. I do think the offense was a little bit underwhelming to an extent. But I think it took them a little bit to get going, and then when they did, But I also think, Sean McVay, I don't think is I've said this before, I don't think he's the best play caller, and I do think there are times where they kind of mail in drives that they probably could have continued. And I know they're trying to, run out the clock and everything, but I don't know. So I'm gonna look at your comments. We'll have some discussion about it. Those are my initial thoughts. Loved what I saw about Taylor Rapp and why this is somebody that I've defended for a while. This is somebody I've died on his proverbial hill. But the fact of the matter is, Rapp is getting better in coverage, and he had 2 jumped routes in this one. He was very impressive. On top of that, you had Obinna Okoronkwo coming away with a forced fumble. Very nice strip sack by him. Recovery by Leonard Floyd. I thought Terrell Lewis played well. Aaron Donald, of course. I was just really impressed with the defense. Troy Reader almost had an interception. He had a couple nice plays. So yeah, this defense is definitely playing well. There's no doubt about it. And now they're going up against the Detroit Lions. There were a lot of Rams fans in attendance. I'll also say that before, I look at the questions and comments and everything. I was really impressed with the way the Rams faithful showed out. It was a really nice environment. Giants fans really aren't bad. There are people out there that after the game they'd say, the Rams suck, or they'd drop, the F word or something like that, whatever. But for the most part, it was a pretty nice environment. Sat around some people that were pretty cool, that were Giants fans. There are a lot of Rams fans, though, and I think this is a thing that's going to continue. I mean, this is a brand new, era in this organization's team. I mean, now they have the whole SoFi Stadium set up with fans. They have new uniforms. They have a new team in Los Angeles. Now, they were in Los Angeles previously, but, there hasn't been football in Los Angeles for a while. So you have the Rams, you have the Chargers. And for those people that are just getting into football, and sometimes maybe it takes a little bit longer for some people, people are starting to kind of jump on that bandwagon, rightfully so. They like Matthew Stafford, or they like Cooper Kupp. Sometimes fantasy can even push people in that direction. So really liked what I saw out of the Rams fan base. There were Rams fans everywhere. It wasn't like, they didn't dominate the whole stadium. But I liked seeing a bunch of Rams fans in different areas. That made me feel very good, made me feel at home, and I enjoyed that. So let's get into it. Yes, Patrick, dominant. Scott, how's it going? Dark Saver, what's up? Jose, what's up, Jake? How about those Rams killing at MetLife, and Taylor Rapp was looking great? Absolutely, Jose. It was a lot of fun to watch that. Bill, Staff will win MVP if the Cardinals lose next week. I think Stafford is definitely in that conversation, but I've been really impressed with a lot of quarterback play around the league. You look at Josh Allen, you look at Kyler Murray. I still have Stafford winning the MVP, but I definitely want to see their offense take that next step. They can be a lot better than what they are right now. I can't stress that enough, so I'll continue to say that. Was there a lot of Rams fans there? Yeah, there definitely there was a good amount of Rams fans in upstate New York. And then, of course, going to the Giants Stadium in New Jersey, you saw a lot of Rams fans. So I kind of had a feeling it would be a nice turnout, but it was cool to see for sure. Let's see. Taylor Rapp was a beast. You're right. Jake, watch out behind you, bruh. Oh, yeah, the Michael Myers mask I got. If you guys haven't seen Halloween Kills, it's a banger. It's the second best of the series. So that's shout out to Michael in the background. Best in the nation. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. Looked like a lot of Rams fans at MetLife. Yeah, there were a good decent amount of Rams fans at MetLife. I just think it's funny. Sign of the times. Last time I was at MetLife Stadium was the Rams and Giants game. The Rams won 51-17, and the Giants fans were chanting for Sam Darnold, who at the time was a junior quarterback at USC. And I saw Sam Darnold Giants jerseys in attendance, the last time, and then just seeing it this time, it just felt different, and sometimes things don't change and the Rams dominated, but, I do feel for Daniel Jones. I was impressed with his ability to hang in there. He took a bunch of hits. He did not want to get out of this game, and he threw 3 interceptions. Okay, but, I think at the end of the game, he was throwing to Dante Pettis, who has bounced around the league a bunch, and Sterling Shepard. That was really it. So There were a lot of injuries they dealt with, but still a great win from the Rams. I'm not out on Daniel Jones like some people are. You got to take it like it is. The Rams defense is fierce. So, I admired his ability to stay in there and keep getting hit over and over and over again. He had no time to throw at the end of the game. I mean, like I said, the Andrew Thomas injury really mailed it in for the Giants. This is the third or fourth week that Donald has not had a 90-plus PFF grade. What's your take on that? In the most respectful way I can say this, I'm not looking at Pro Football Focus grades. I'm looking at what I see on film. And what I see on film is that Aaron Donald is still Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is basically taking up all of the attention of different offensive lines. You have to game plan around him. He can absolutely shut you down. So I don't look too much into that. Also, another thing, Matthew Stafford was like the 16th ranked quarterback on PFF, but in DVOA, he literally is first in just about every category as a quarterback. So I understand you can't just go entirely by analytics. I like to do both analytics and film. And when you do that, you kind of come to the conclusion Matthew Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks in football right now. And Aaron Donald is still the best player in all of football. And I think the only one that's close to Aaron Donald, because I know everyone tries to make this about TJ Watt, I think he's great. I'm not trying to knock him. And any Steelers fans that are in here, I respect the Steelers. I'm not trying to hate on the Steelers. But what I will say is that the closest guy to Aaron Donald right now is actually Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey has reached that level. He's an Aaron Donald of his own at his position. I don't think we've discussed that enough. But he has transcended being the best corner in the league. He is by far the best corner in the league. He's the one corner I've seen asked to do literally everything and succeed. And I think that's something that needs to be said. Because Ramsey's playing this star position where he sometimes will be a linebacker, sometimes he'll be a corner, a safety, even an edge, right? But at the end of the day, he's being asked to do so much. And he's doing it. I'm very impressed by Jalen Ramsey, and obviously this is somebody that was already great, but we don't talk enough about that. So I wanted to throw that out there. So, yes, hit that like button if you can. I really do appreciate you guys for joining in. Holden, that's how I'd answer your question there. Maybe the Taylor Rapp detractors will stop now. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I see it seems like everyone's on Team Rapp now, but are you going to stick with him when, there's a little bit of a rough sledding going on? I mean, that's the question. Yes, Taylor Rapp. Love how Lewis and Obo are playing on the edge, especially with Hollins out. Yeah, that was necessary. They really needed that production and that consistency. And when they brought in Okoronkwo, he comes in immediately, gets a strip sack. That's the type of thing you want to see. They even played Jameer Jones at times. They played Michael Hoyt. So it was really nice to see. Plus, I saw Michael Hoyt's entire family. It seemed like, about 5 or 6 different Michael Hoyt jerseys, in the parking lot. And so it's cool that a lot of these Rams families made this trip, and a lot of them, there's a lot of payoff. I mean, Robert Rochelle getting his first interception with his mom in attendance, Michael Hoyt's family being there and him getting some playing time on the edge. Did enjoy that for sure. Terrell Lewis's family was it was adorable, honestly. They were so, friendly and everything, and they waited after for Terrell Lewis, and he was able to come over and say hi, but it was funny because of the COVID protocol. They don't want these guys interacting with the fans. I don't blame them, to be honest with you. How bad does it look if a fan gives one of the players COVID? But it was unfortunate, me being there in 2017, getting pictures with Kayvon Webster, Tremaine Johnson, Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett, Todd Gurley, the list goes on, and then not being able to do it this year because of COVID just really sucked. But I totally get it. So, there was that. Let's see here. AD needs more sacks. They will come in bunches probably. Was there a lot of Rams fans there? Yeah, there was a good amount of Rams fans there for sure. I still don't think they can beat the Cardinals. I definitely think they can beat the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals was a bad game and, kind of compiled onto each other, right? But, that's kind of the thing is I think once the Rams play the Cardinals, I think their offense is going to be more put together. It was earlier on in the season. I feel good about the Rams moving forward. I still think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I still think this defense is only going to get better. So I will say the Cardinals are legit, but I do think the Rams are better than the Cardinals. The Cardinals would still be number one in my power rankings because they won and they have a head-to-head win over the Rams, but they're going to be 1-2 for me. Okay. How was the crowd at MetLife Stadium? I heard there was a good amount of Rams fans. It was very good. Very good. In particular, when the Rams stopped them on 4th down the first time, it was like 4th and 1, I heard a lot of cheering coming from the Rams side of the field. I was on the Giants side of the field in the nosebleeds, but I could really, really hear, the Rams fans cheering. So that was cool. I definitely enjoyed that. Wasn't quite a home game for the Rams, but you definitely like to see that. Let's see here. So now we can't beat the Cardinals all of a sudden. I wouldn't say that. It's one game, we will see. What's up, Nolan? How we doing? Cards blowout Browns 37-14 Cleveland. They look for real. Yeah, but keep this in mind as well. The Browns are very much reliant on the run. And what happened in that game? Kareem Hunt went down with an injury after, I believe, 14 carries for 66 yards. And they didn't have Nick Chubb. And that's the thing that makes them so dangerous is that they can go from Chubb to Hunt, and it's just constant. When Chubb didn't play, they needed Hunt to be the guy. Hunt didn't have a ton of success on the ground, but he also got hurt, and he was out for the game. So keep that in mind. Arizona didn't get to go up against a really healthy Browns team. Plus, I'm not trying to give Baker Mayfield any excuses, but that guy is playing with a dislocated shoulder, which he then dislocated once again. So that's something to keep in mind. Jake, I can't help but think the defense played great because they were playing the depleted Giants offense. I can't even talk. I understand that, but I mean, you got to give them credit. If you dominate a team like that, you dominate, right? If they kind of just, say they gave up 20 like I thought that they would, that's not really domination. That would be like, all right, they played okay, but considering the fact they were going against a bad offense, like since all the injuries were there, there's no excuse. But they dominated this team. I mean, let's call it like it is. The defense set up opportunities for the offense. The offense was sleepwalking. Let's call it like it is, guys. For real. You take the unnecessary sack. Stafford, takes him out of field goal range. You punt, all of that. The 2 of the turnovers flipped the field for the Rams and gave the offense, ample opportunity to take advantage and score touchdowns. And I think that's a big thing there that definitely can't go unnoticed. So I'll talk about that in my film breakdown whenever that is this week. I think it's going to be later in the week. I'm going to a New Jersey Devils and Seattle Kraken game tomorrow, and then I'm going to a metal show on Wednesday. So we'll try to get videos and such out so you have that while I'm gone, and maybe even do some live streams before, but that's my schedule right now. I think the film breakdown would be more Thursday or Friday, and then we'll do a preview of the Rams and Lions. We'll get that out Friday or Saturday. So that's the schedule there. I'll eat crow for the defense on this game. I jumped on them early, but it's still the Giants. Giants are terrible, and they were missing their best players. That's the thing, actually, Holden. I don't think the Giants are terrible. I actually think the Giants are pretty competitive. They've been in almost every game, and this game is just, this was too much. Without Galladay and Saquon, and I think the biggest injury was Kadarius Toney early on. They had success. They moved the ball down the field, and when Kadarius Toney got hurt, it took away that explosive nature. Because you look at Sterling Shepard, he's really good, but Sterling Shepard's not an explosive player. He's more of the finesse, slot guy that, obviously you'll line up outside because he's probably your best receiver, but he's somebody that you want him to, catch the ball, run with it, but he's not a guy that's going to take the top off a defense. He's not a guy like Toney that, can change, his direction on a dime. Toney, like I said in the preview, Toney is like Tavon Austin. He's like a muscle Tavon Austin, I think is what I said. So that's what I'll say there. And don't worry, guys, I'm getting to everyone's comments. It's just really hard with the way YouTube does everything. I can't stress that enough. Yes, Victory Monday. What happened with the fake punt? I couldn't really tell you. I mean, I didn't see a penalty, because it looked like it was all just like verbal, but apparently it was unsportsmanlike on both sides. That's probably when I lost my voice. I mean, I was so mad. I was yelling about that because I'm like, how do you call a unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides after the play and then say they offset? That's insane. It's after the play. Offset the penalties and just keep the play stand. Because here's the problem. When you offset a penalty, you do realize that's just the Giants getting a penalty, right? Like the Giants are getting a free pass. So they can do whatever they want in that moment, and it erases a beautiful play. Which, by the way, I missed because I was talking, I looked over to Blaine, and Alexis was like, oh, Johnny Hecker just faked it. And I was like, what? So I didn't even get to really see it, and then I saw the replay of it, and I'm angry about that. But anyway, yes, Victory Monday. Matthew Stafford after week 6 among starting quarterbacks, 1,838 yards, 4th in the league, 9.2 yards per attempt, first, 16 touchdowns, tied for 3rd, 116.6 QB rating, first, 69.5% completion, 6th, 44 first percentage, first, 26 plays of 20-plus yards, 3rd, 7 plays of 40-plus yards, 1st. Yeah, he's having a great year. By what week do you think the offense will turn the corner and play up to their potential? I think it's going to be later on in the year. It still seems like, and I do think a lot of that is because of Sean McVay. I think he's got all the plays. You guys already know where I'm going with this. I think he's an incredible play designer. But at the end of the day, Sean McVay is not the best play caller. He's just not. I think he's got all the plays in his book. I think sometimes he knows when to call them, and I think sometimes he doesn't call the right ones. Stop, for the love of God, running out of the shotgun. Please, stop. I can't. It's not Madden. It doesn't work as well. I'm really annoyed by that. It's just constant, getting stifled at the line of scrimmage. I'm just so over that. But anyway. Apparently, you got to play flag football with Kyler or else it's roughing the passer. Apparently, that was just insane. The Rams fans showed out nicely in MetLife. I agree. They delayed the Marvel movies. I saw that. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to get demonetized for language, but I am furious. Why would you do that? I just think, and guys, take this however you will. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I think some people in some organizations are using COVID as an excuse. They're using it to make things easier on them. Like the Amazon thing, like I've talked about, right? On one of the live streams. Amazon used to be 2-day shipping. That's why people got Amazon Prime. And now it's not guaranteed 2-day because of COVID. Like, it shouldn't be that. Like, if that's not the case, then you shouldn't be paying, you should lower the price or something on Amazon Prime. But that's just, I'm not going to get in that rant. I just want to throw it out there. Okay, so. LOL, Jamal Adams introduced himself as the best in the nation yesterday for Sunday Night Football. People been meaning him all day. Oh, that's what that was? Oh, dear God. Jamal Adams is not the best safety on the roster. He's not even the best. I mean, that's the thing. He's not even the second best safety on the roster. So I don't even know. The game was over when Tony went out. He was lighting us up. I agree. I mean, Tony is a really good player, and he's somebody that would have opened up opportunities for other guys. But I really think it was over when Andrew Thomas went down. They had potentially an opportunity to get back into it, but Thomas going down let the thing just start snowballing. I mean, that was a big one. Slow start, but overall pretty dominant performance. Absolutely, Matthew. Jones was a solo mission. You could definitely hear the Coop chants on TV. Yeah, we got those going, and I think a lot of people were chiming in on that. It was Coop. It was not Boo. I can tell you that. A lot of people were chanting Coop. I'm glad you can hear it on TV. That's great. Rams fan base seems to be growing. Surprisingly good amount of fans flying to Seattle for that Thursday night game. I thought I was going to be the only one. Yeah, Rams fans travel decently well, and they seem to always have been. I mean, it used to be crazy to see a Rams fan In the thought process of it, right? When they're in St. Louis, why would they be in New York? Or when they're in LA, why would they be in New York? But you'd be surprised. They travel well, and they're around. So I'll say that. Couldn't believe it. Did you get drunk at the game, Jake? No, I don't get drunk. I had just water. So, no, I did not. AD is still disruptive. Yes, he is. PFF always wants to bash their team. I don't think it's PFF entirely. It's just trying to bash the Rams, but, sometimes it does look that way. Were you happy with the offensive line this game, even though they gave 2 sacks? Yes, so I want to add some clarity to this. Those sacks were on Stafford. And they're not horrible decisions, except for the one where he ran out of field goal range. They're actually on some of the receivers. They were coverage sacks. They were not on the offensive line. The offensive line did a damn good job. And those are some good players. You're talking about Leonard Williams. You're talking about Austin Johnson. You're talking about Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari, Lorenzo Carter. I mean, they have good players. This is not a bad football team, and this is not a bad-looking defense on paper. Offensive line just did their job, and I think the 2 sacks is just not it's not fair to the offensive line, but it goes to show you, sometimes you can get sacks when you cover well, and they covered well on those 2 plays, and they ended up being coverage sacks. No, it's not on the offensive line. They played damn good. What's up, Matthew? Thank you so much for donating. I do appreciate that. I just saw that. It looks like you did that a while ago, but, like I said, the YouTube and, everything. Yo, Jake, Kupp is the best receiver in the league, too. I don't know if Kupp is the best receiver in the league, but I think Kupp is very good. I think Kupp is very, very good. But I don't know if he's the best receiver in the league. Yes, Holden, Matthew Plowden, the GOAT for the donation. Yeah, I really do appreciate the donations, guys. Well, I do write for the, about the NFL, and right now my full-time job is that. Keep in mind, my job is it's the NFL writing I do for the game day and Downtown Rams. That's how I get paid. That's how I make my money. That's how I live. So any of those donations really do help, and I do appreciate it. They'll flip on Rap the second he does something bad, pretty much. Let's see. 80 is working through an injury, right? He banged up his knee earlier in the week, but he should be fine. So I'm not too worried about it. Like, he banged it up early in the week. He played. I saw him doing his jump, chop, and all that. I'm not worried about his health at all. So that's what I'll say there. Ramsey comes to the Rams and will leave a Hall of Famer. I agree with that. Yeah, folks was killing T-Rap on every app. That's true. Stafford needs to throw the check down when the deep shot isn't there. He took 2 ugly sacks when Hendo was open. So I missed the Hendo being open. I'll have to go back and look at the film on that. But good call on that one, Handsome Eric, because I would agree with you. As long as I go back and I see the same thing, I would definitely agree with you there. He probably was open, I just got to go back and watch. Raheem Morris, 2 games away from being the greatest defense coordinator in Rams history for these wishy-washy fans. The reason why Ramsey isn't being talked about as much is because he doesn't have the interceptions, pretty much. And as you can see, the interceptions can be just right place, right time. Diggs is a very good corner for the Cowboys. Diggs is nowhere near. He's not on the... He's about 3 tiers below Jalen Ramsey. Not Quandre Diggs. Trayvon Diggs. God. I still really enjoy him watching him play, though. Those 2 sacks, more on Stafford than the O-line. Totally agree. Just shared on Twitter. Appreciate you, Holden. Our secondary reminds me of our O-line in 2019. Lots of young players getting playing experience. Shout out to Dante Dion, man. This guy has been waiting and waiting and waiting and working his tail off and turning down options at other teams. He stayed on the practice squad. He waited for his opportunity. He's still on the practice squad, by the way, but he gets called up for this game. He plays over David Long and played very well. I was impressed with Dante Dion. I'm happy for him. You guys know early on in camp, I was saying play Dante Dion over David Long. I never really bought into the David Long hype. was very much high on Robert Rochelle, and I love Dante Dion, so I'm happy he's finally getting an opportunity. He was so energetic, and it didn't just, here's the thing, it's not just a camera thing with Dante Dion. I saw that in person yesterday when he was going out to the buses, and he was loving when everyone was saying, cheering his name. That's his personality. It's not fake. He didn't just do it for the cameras and Hard Knocks. Can't stress that enough. He's that guy, so really cool seeing him. And, obviously I think he was really living it up. So happy for him. And, obviously it's more than just getting the opportunity. You have to make something happen with it. And, he certainly did. So very much was impressed with Dante Dion. I will say that. All right. So let's see. Our secondary, okay, I saw that. Bunch of missed opportunities against the Cardinals. Did get some luck with some of those stops, in my opinion. Yeah, there was definitely some missed opportunities against the Cardinals and some dumb luck. It happens. That's why I'm not too worried about it. I think it was more of a bad game that was really, kind of showing what the Rams truly are, but that's just me. Thoughts on Goff's performance? Going back and watching real quick, because I didn't get to see all of it. Jared Goff looks like the issue in Detroit. I'm just going to say it. I feel for him, but I don't know what's going on with him. He is not the same quarterback. I feel like he's forever shell-shocked from the Super Bowl. He just has not been the same. He can get into spurts where he has a good game or has a good start to a game and then kind of, flusters down the stretch. But, Dan Campbell's tired of it. You can tell. Everyone's tired of losing, right? But Dan Campbell literally came out and was like, Goff's got to play better. Jared's got to play better than he's playing right now. I expected him to do better than this. And, I see it. When you have guys open down the field, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown or Kadarius Hodge or whoever, you got to hit that guy down the field. He doesn't want to throw the deep ball. It's going to make the Rams, I won't be surprised. They don't even go bend, don't break against Goff. Why give him yards? Goff wants to take what the defense gives him. He doesn't want to throw the extra one. So I expect Sean McVay to be heavily involved in the defensive game plan this week, knowing everything about Jared Goff. Jared Goff, his biggest issue, and this is why this game could be utterly atrocious for the Lions, they have some talented players. But what it comes down to is the Rams know Goff like the back of their hand, and furthermore, the biggest issue here is that the Rams have changed up their defense a little bit from last year. They're using Jalen Ramsey in the star. They're using, Rapp more. They're not using, Burgess as much. They've changed it up, right? There's some new guys there. There's some new blood. Kenny Young wasn't playing as much as he is now. You get that. Robert Rochelle, new. Jared Goff has the same exact tendencies as he did last year. He hasn't changed anything about his game. And so because of that, it makes it incredibly easy for a team that practiced against him all last year to defend that. And furthermore, it makes it even easier the fact that Rams head coach and offensive play caller Sean McVay knows Jared Goff like the back of his hand. So, I think it's going to be brutal. I think, if it's not, it's one of those every given Sunday type of games, right? I don't think the Lions are going to win, but, because people have said, well, Jared Goff went up against this defense. This defense is a little different. And furthermore, the defense, I think it helps the defense more that they went up against Jared Goff as much as they did, so I think he's in some trouble. And I think he could get benched. That would be brutal, but I could see it. And who knows? Maybe they go out and get Cam Newton or somebody. I don't know. At this point, this team shouldn't be winless. They're not that bad. I've seen winless teams. I know what a winless team looks like. This doesn't look like a winless team. This looks like a team that should have 3 wins right now. They should be 3-3. That's my biggest issue, and that's why I feel like Goff is kind of holding them back. He misses open receivers. You guys know it's the same thing as the Rams. And I don't want to just trash Jared Goff. I'm just telling you, honest thoughts on the Goff performance. Those are my thoughts. Goff need to teach Stafford how to check down every now and then. I don't think Goff needs to teach Stafford anything. I think Stafford needs to teach Goff something. If the defense played down in the comp every day, everybody would have had Fire Morris trending. That's true. And damn, I feel bad for Goff as a person. Sad to see his team suck, as I was low-key rooting for him to do well. Yeah, I hear you. It's unfortunate. I hope he keeps it up next Sunday. Nah, Chris, we're good. Lions losing patience with Goff already. Kadarius Toney's going to be a star. Hey, Jake, is my Dodgers done? I sure hope we're not. Joe, I'll be honest with you. I don't count the Dodgers out. I'm not the biggest fan of the Dodgers. Quite honestly, I have family that likes the Braves, so kind of want the Braves to win. But I'll say this, I don't ever count that Dodgers team out. They have way too many weapons. They have a great pitching staff. They have a great bullpen. They're in every game. I mean, really. And they're losing games by that. So if you're concerned about the Dodgers being down 0-2, I would just say this. They've played on the road twice. They're going to get an opportunity to play at home. And their games have been really close. So that's what I would say there. Unleash the Kraken. It's funny, I'm a Sonics, Mariners, and Kraken fan, but I am a diehard Rams fan. Hey, it happens, right? I mean, you know, I'm all over the place. I mean, I like the Lakers and Rams, but I like Kansas. I like the Yankees. I like the Vegas Golden Knights. So, you know. Tony, future Ram? Who knows, man? Who knows? They threw that flag before the play even started. Yeah, that was awful. The referees are making up rules as they go along. To be NBA bubble refs messed up that fake punt. That was bad. I can't believe that. That was just, yeah. Hey guys, if you guys could do me a favor, would really appreciate it. I got 31 likes on this, but I have 91 people viewing it. Let's get that thing up there. Let's see if we can like this thing up, because the more and more likes, you're basically telling YouTube, hey, I like Jake Ellenbogen, I like JE Live, and by the way, I think you should recommend this to other people that like the Rams. That's how it works. So would really appreciate that. So yeah, thank you, Nolan, for reminding me. You guys actually remind me to say hit the like button. I forget because I get so involved with the discussion and everything. Appreciate you guys over on Facebook. I see 12 of you. Michael Lee King says F baseball, go Rams. And honestly, I'm not going to complain with that comment because I'm not the biggest baseball fan anymore. I used to love it, and I don't know. I don't love it as much. With Jets loss last year, have a bad karma game with the Lions next week. No, I don't think the Rams are going to lose to the Lions. The Rams have like a 13.5. They're like 13.5 point favorites, something like that. I mean, it's brutal. They're coming back home. They're coming off a huge win on the road. You know, I don't know. I don't see that happening. I feel like McVay may be realizing that himself now. The presser was interesting. Yeah, very interesting. At least McVay has that awareness. Hey, Jake, what do you think about Michael Irvin saying the Cowboys will be in the Super Bowl this year? I think he's just a homer, honestly. I've never really I don't have anything against him personally, but I don't believe in his insight. I think, he comes off as a Cowboys homer, which is fine, but I can't really take it seriously. So, no, I don't think the Cowboys would beat the Rams. I think right now their defense looks good. But that game was very close. Came down to the wire against Mac Jones and the Patriots. And Jones, to me, I want him to play better. I know he's leading rookies in all categories and all that. I don't look into that. Mac Jones, to me, doesn't look like he has it yet. Like they're playing to win alongside him. He's not leading them to victory. That's the type of deal. If he was, they wouldn't have been able to settle for a field goal, and they would have won in overtime. So, that's what I'll say. Was it Cup caught a pass, or was it Rams fans cheering Cup? Oh yeah, it was Coop. Rams fans were cheering. They said Coop every time he caught a pass. What do you think of our new Scream movie coming out, Jake? I think it looks great. I can't wait. Hopefully that doesn't get pushed back, just like with all the other movies that just did. I mean, even Indiana Jones just got pushed back. I don't understand it. There's no excuse. It's ridiculous. Man, Amazon Prime delays. Yep. Jamal Adams deal really hurt the Seattle's future. Hey, JK, what's up, Joakim? Cooper Kupp is on pace for 130 receptions, 1,850 yards, and 19 touchdowns. This would be 5th, 3rd, and 3rd all-time in a season, respectively. That is crazy. Bearded Kupp is different. Let's get those thumbs up. Exactly. We're at 54. Let's keep this thing going. Just hit the thumbs up button on your phone, or if you're on a computer or you're on an app, Roku, what have you. Just make sure you hit that thumbs up. That means like. Hello, I'll have to see the replay. They are getting very valuable reps for the tough end of the season. Did you like Dante Dion's performance on Sunday? I did. Let's see here. I was just reading, and of course, as we know, with YouTube, likes to automatically update when I'm not ready. We got a lot of comments here. Damn, really appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get to all of them. No guarantees there. What's good, Jake? What's good, Pineapples? How we doing? 96 watchmen, only 30 likes on the vid. Get those likes up. If you got time, listen. Got time to like the vid. Thanks, Scott. Can't wait for Hollins to come back. Same here. What happened to Djax? I don't know. He just didn't really get used a ton in this game. Let's see. Diggs reminds me of a young MP. Did he play? Diggs is not a shutdown corner. Convinced me that the Cowboys are not better than the Rams. The Cowboys aren't better than the Rams. They're not. Here's the thing. Okay, so the Cowboys can run the football. The Rams can shut down the run. The Cowboys also have a solid defense. I think the Rams have a more explosive defense. I think their bend don't break would make a lot of sense going against Dallas. Because Dallas wants to have that up-tempo, high-octane passing attack type of pace. But if you force Dak to continue to throw it, underneath, then you follow that up going down the field. And, I mean, that's one where you'd want to win the possession battle. I think the Rams would do that against the Cowboys. I think the defense is going to look better further along in the season. Agree. Dante Dion does fit the secondary better, low-key. Nothing happened to Djax. How big of a loss is Johnny Munt? McVay said his knee injury does not look good. It's a pretty big loss. He's not the go-to starter, but he's very good as a blocker. What really sucks is that this guy has been through 2 ACL tears. And he had an unbelievable amount of explosiveness coming out of Oregon, which a lot of people don't know. So because of that, he's had to rebirth as a tight end, where he is a blocking tight end. He was supposed to be a do-it-all type of guy, and now he's strictly a blocking tight end because he doesn't have that, elite athleticism he had coming out of Oregon. And now this injury, this could be bad. We'll see. Stafford no-look touchdown to Kupp was sick. I agree with you, Michael, over on Facebook. If they do cover 0 all game, oh, stop. That's hilarious. Maybe they do. If it works, why wouldn't you do it, Goff about to be a career backup, that would be a fall from grace. Cover 0 all game this week. Oh, God. Goff misses or doesn't take shots. Yeah, he misses open receivers and doesn't take shots down the field. If Munt is out, next man up is Hopkins or Harris. Yeah, I think it would likely be Hopkins, but we'll see. Jacob Harris did get a chance to get in the game down the stretch, 4th quarter. But yeah, a healthy Gurley made Goff successful. Geno Smith, not as good as Jared Goff. Interesting. Yo, Jake, remember when you said McVay won't let Hecker go for it on his punts? I think you were wrong. I don't think that he wanted to do that. I don't think McVay wants to do that normally. But I think that they felt they should be doing way more on the offensive side, so they tried to steal a possession. Sorry. How you doing, Darksaber? Hope all is well. Let's see. I feel bad for Swift and Hawkinson in Detroit. Yeah, Detroit has some good draft capital, could build, but it's a waste some of their prime years. That's true. Do you think Obo plays majority of snaps moving forward? No, I don't. Terrell Lewis is the starter, and they would play him the majority of the game if they could. They just can't because they're trying to keep his knee healthy. What's up, Jobo? How's it going? Sorry I wasn't able to meet up with you. Again, if you missed earlier, I had like no service, and so really unfortunate trying to meet up with people. That was not easy. I don't know what I don't understand MetLife Stadium in that regard, because their service was awful. I mean, I never had a good bunch of service. I had the point where I was connecting to Twitter to put a tweet out, and it would take 10 years just for it to send. By the time it sent, it didn't make any sense in the context of things, and it wasn't loading like any pictures or media or anything. So I was like, whatever. Yeah, it's not gonna be good for Goff. I can tell you that. Jake, any thoughts about DK Metcalf saying he could wipe his ass with Shannon Sharp's career resume, calling him a washed-up wannabe? It's just not very respectful. I'd say DK's been a little disappointing. DK's somebody that I looked at to be, potential, Megatron light, potentially lead the league in receiving and be the best receiver. And lately, I just don't. Obviously, he caught 2 touchdowns against the Rams, but he just doesn't impress me because while he is a good player, don't get me wrong, I think he'd be a lot better, and I think he's letting this diva personality get to him, like, way too much. And, it cost them. It cost them in the playoffs. That interception by Darius Williams, anybody could have made, because you could clearly see that DK being, frustrated, not getting involved, they were trying to force it to him, and anybody could have jumped that route. It was pretty obvious. Russell knew he shouldn't have thrown it, that whole thing. So, guys, are at 64 likes. Let's get this thing up. If you like the Rams, you like my mask behind me over there, you like me, you like Victory Monday, like the video. Sup, bro, do you think Goff will have the best game of the year next week, but lose? Sorry, late to this. No, I really think Goff could end up having his worst game of the year. It's going to be brutal, honestly. I think it really is. I think this is one of those games where you'll have people that are like, yeah, but Jared Goff, it's this revenge, and he might just turn into something that we've never seen before. Nah, it's not happening. I really don't think it's happening. I really don't. I really think this is going to be the game where, every now and then, you get a game where the analysis, the narratives are just spot on, and you're like hoping that they're not, although maybe not you guys in this one. To me, this is that game where everything seems like too good to be true. Like, oh, the Rams are just going to destroy the Lions, and that ends up being true. So, I feel for Goff, but this is going to be not fun for him, I would say that. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. My guy Michael over here is chilling behind me. Once again, I'll say, if you guys have never seen Halloween, go watch it. Michael Myers is a blast to watch on film if you like horror movies. If you don't, you're probably not going to like the movie. And I just saw Halloween Kills. If you guys haven't seen Halloween Kills, definitely go and watch that. It's on Peacock, I think, for $10.99 or $9.99 a month for the Peacock Plus. You can watch it commercial free on Peacock right now, or you can see it in the theaters. It's very, very good. John Carpenter's score in that is phenomenal. So, yeah, that's my PSA to you, horror lovers out there, if you are one. Also, I do a podcast called The Devil's Eyes Podcast that you can find on this very channel. Next Wednesday, we'll be doing our recap of the actual movie Halloween Kills, so there will be spoilers in that. We're waiting a little bit to wait for people to watch it, though. So if you do like horror movies, it's not going to just be Halloween. We're starting it off with Halloween, but we'll be doing other horror movies, other horror events as well. So really excited to get more into that podcast as well. Downtown Rams podcast, we were at the stadium. We don't have a preview or a post game for the Giants, so we'll make it up to you guys. We'll probably have a mailbag, and then we'll do a preview and post game podcast for the upcoming game against the Lions. Mike Silver would definitely sell the revenge angle. Yeah, he definitely will. Hey, Jake, how many interceptions do you think Jared Goff can throw against us next week? Do you think Aaron Donald will sack Jared Goff? Daryl A-Dog, thank you so much for donating. I do appreciate that. Great question. I'm going to say 2 interceptions for Goff. Could be 4 or 5, whatever. I'm going to say 2 to be comfortable here. I don't want to go crazy. I think 2 interceptions for Goff. I think 2 forced fumbles on Goff. It's really going to be hard. This offensive line is missing Frank Ragnow. And guess what? This is not the time to be missing one of the best centers in all of football when you're going up against Aaron Donald. So, yeah, it's not going to be good. Is it me, or do you feel we aren't at our full potential? Is it still because Stafford doesn't doesn't feel comfortable yet, or could it be because we are out of sync? I don't feel they're at their full potential yet, and I do think it's just McVay just not. There are times where he could go for the jugular, which makes sense in the term of the game and whatnot, and he just kind of puts the brakes on a little bit. I think it takes them out of sync. They ran 34 times. They threw 30 times, including 2 John Wolford passes, one that was intercepted he was hit while he was throwing. I think it's a combination of the play call and sometimes the execution isn't quite is where you want it to be. But they'll get it together, and I think they're going to be really good, well-oiled machine towards the end of the season. I hope we can make a highlight reel of all the interceptions Goff throws this week. Yikes. I didn't like Halloween Kills, but knowing the next one is the closer makes me feel better. Oh, that's a bummer. I loved it. Do you think our defense is back after our great performance yesterday? Yeah, I do. I think they're going to be very good moving forward. They're only going to get better and just ride high on that, that momentum. My computer breaking up. Goodbye. Hit that like. Thank you, old man. Ghost. Appreciate you. Jared Goff, I hope he plays well, but we win. RV Hopper, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks, my guess. Good guess. Basher Flo will probably get that sack. Hey, Jake, what's up, Chantry? Can Atwell get deep ball, please? I thought Atwell was going to get involved a little bit, so was Jacob Harris, but that was the biggest issue with the fourth quarter and why it was boring, because they had an opportunity to kind of showcase some of these younger guys and get these guys playing time and have John Wolford throw. The one throw he had that got picked, he was hit while he was throwing. After that, they just wanted to hand things off, and it just annoyed me. I think people were skeptical about the Goff Stafford trade because people remember the Bradford Foles trade. Oh, and I wanted Stafford back in 2009 in the draft. People were scared to hurt Bulger's ego. Who remembers the 2011 Cardinals World Series Game 6? David Freese, One a Time. I kind of do, actually, now I think about it. I still think Jacob Harris is their secret weapon down the line. He could be. He definitely could be. All things considered, I think people should definitely start to realize how special Brandon Staley is, while acknowledging Morris' defense was going to suffer some drop-off, but it's been minimal, honestly. Good point there. Very good point. Can Robert Woods please get a deep ball, please? Does Rochelle scare you at all, Jake? No, I like Rochelle. Rochelle's being asked to play in more of a conservative type of role, right? He's not playing bump and run. He's being asked to play 10 yards off the ball. I think Rochelle is legit. But I also think he's going to be a lot better next year and the year after. Like, he's somebody that I don't think is quite ready yet to, totally reap the rewards of him playing. But he's made some big-time plays. The interception was nice. And then, of course, the pass breakup against the Bears week 1 was just awesome. I mean, that on 4th down, no less, that was just a fantastic pass breakup. So I really do like Rochelle. I think he's better than Long. I think Dion's better than Long. At this point, I'm wondering if Tyler Hall is better than Long. So, Can we get another live stream later this week? Maybe Thursday, Friday, or whatever. King Jake is free. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to try to go live either Thursday or Friday, and definitely do a post game after the Lions game. I want to do more of them. I've just been a little busy, so especially with the events. Goff will get strip sacked twice and picked twice if Campbell doesn't bench him. Morris is overhated, but I still think he's been underwhelming. What do you think about the problem with McVay's play calling? D. Jackson Wood spoke to him a couple games ago about getting the ball to them more. McVay tends to move away from the run a lot. Not in this one. I thought McVay ran the ball a ton. You look at 34 carries for 131 yards and 3.9 yards a carry and a touchdown. That was definitely the case. By the way, did anyone see my preview? Do you guys remember who I had? Daryl Henderson, the matchup I told you to watch. Daryl Henderson versus who? I want to see if anybody remembers in the comments. People got to relax with Rochelle. He was thrown in the fire on a short week against Seattle. Agreed. Are you doing Rams game film on the Rams? I'm going to try to. Definitely going to try to by the end of the week. Thank you for what you do, the Rams community. Your hard work does not go unnoticed. The best Rams YouTuber. Thank you so much, JP. I really do appreciate the kind words there. That means a lot. Yes, Tay Crowder. Tay Crowder. And what happened, guys? Literally what I said would happen. Imagine if you get them in a one-on-one, a wheel route, right? I even said it 2 plays before it happened to Blaine at the game. I said, you get Daryl Henderson on a wheel route, isolate him with Tay Crowder 1v1. Daryl Henderson is dominating that matchup all day, every day. And they ran that, and I was so happy because I've been saying that all week. Tay Crowder is a mismatch because of what Daryl Henderson can do in the passing game. I think people are finally starting to realize, look, Daryl Henderson is top 10 in rushing this year. He's shown you his ability as a receiver, and he's great in pass pro. This guy is a top 15 running back at least, and I think regardless of what happens with Cam Akers, they would have a starting running back for the foreseeable future. He is very, very good, and I kept saying this, and people were not giving him enough credit or giving him an opportunity, and when Sony Michel came to play, everyone was like, well, Michel's going to take over, and I kept saying, no. Sony Michel is going to be what Cam Akers, he's going to emulate what Cam Akers would have been in this offense with that body, right? The 5'11", the way he's built and everything. But make no mistake about it, this is Daryl Henderson's backfield. Career high, I believe, 21 carries for Daryl Henderson in this game. They've tried to keep him below 20. He had 21 in this game. He had a career high 23 touches, 2 catches, 29 yards, 25 was his long, the wheel route touchdown against Tay Crowder, and a touchdown. He is very, very good. And I think it's time for us to finally give him his credit. Daryl Henderson is a very good running back. And right now in fantasy, he's one of the running backs you want. I mean, when it really comes down to it, he's one of the best fantasy running backs because he missed 1 game, but he's been hella consistent since. And I mean, just, you know, you look at it, the season he's having, Daryl Henderson right now is on pace to have 992 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, 32 receptions, 317 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. That would put him at 14 total touchdowns on the season for the running back, which would be around the same level as, you know, Todd Gurley in 2019. I mean, he had like 12 touchdowns in that season. So, you know, that's definitely something you like to see. And, I mean, Henderson can do a lot better than what he did against the Giants. So, I mean, I think this is somebody that people are sleeping on, and I think I'm just telling you, you might want to stop because, you know, I think he's gonna be important moving forward. He really is important moving forward. And because we're already into it, why not? We'll take a look at what Stafford and Kupp are on pace for. So right now, Matthew Stafford is on pace to finish the season with 4,901 passing yards, 43 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and he's averaging 9.2 yards per pass. Now, I think he's a little bit lower. Like, I think he could end up with over 5,000. I've said that, and I won't be surprised if he does. He did just have, I think, his lowest amount of passing yards this year. I'm trying to find it. Okay, so this was his the least amount of passing yards he's thrown this year, 251. I don't expect that to continue. So I think he'll probably move up that. And we already talked about Cooper Kupp earlier. He's on pace for, well, right now he's on pace for 1,741 receiving yards, 19 touchdowns, and 123 receptions. Trying to find who else here. Robert Woods, he's on pace for 941 receiving yards, 77 receptions, 8 touchdowns. And Van Jefferson is on pace for 696 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns on 45 receptions. Look at the defense here. Jordan Fuller is actually leading the defense in tackles at 47. He's on pace for 125. 3 pass breakups, and yeah, that's what we have for Jordan Fuller. Taylor Rapp. Look at Taylor Rapp. He is on pace for 109 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 5 interceptions, and 11 pass breakups. That would be quite the year for Taylor Rapp. Those are just some of those. And then for pass rushers. So Leonard Floyd is actually leading the Rams right now with 4.5 sacks. He is on pace to finish the season with 12 sacks, which would put him like right around the same tier as last season. Aaron Donald is on pace for around 9 sacks. I expect him to pick up the pace a little bit. Terrell Lewis has 3. Justin Hollins has 2. Sebastian Joseph Day has 2. Kenny Young has 1. Okoronkwo has 1. Gaines and Rapp both have a half sack. So that is that on that regard. The interceptions, you have Rapp has 2. Troy Reader has 2. Ramsey has 1. Rochelle and David Long and Nick Scott have 1 interception. So yeah, that's how that's going. Guys, let's get the likes up. We have 73. Let's see if we can get up to 100. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Terrell Burgess did play. I did see him a little bit. Yeah, that roughing the passer call was terrible. All right. Yeah, I mean, depending on the contract, I mean, he might be worth extending, to be honest with you. Daryl Henderson, that is. Oh, Peter, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that, man. Now I'm not even seeing all the comments. Man, YouTube, come on now. Ugh. I don't even know why they called the unsportsmanlike on that. Like I said, I couldn't really tell what they said, so it's annoying. Ernest Jones played a bit. My buddy Dan actually has his jersey and got a retweet from Ernest Jones. He actually got a laugh from Ernest Jones. Like I said, the guys, they wanted to come over and say hi to the fans. They wanted to, sign autographs and do pictures and all that. They felt bad, but it's the COVID protocol, If you guys wait in line at SoFi, I don't know how it works at SoFi, but I'm assuming you guys know if you've been to SoFi Stadium and you wait after to try to meet up with the players, it's going to be the same thing, the whole COVID protocol thing. Yeah, I'm really excited. Roughing the Pastor. That's funny. That just made me think of that movie Velocipaster that I haven't seen because, well, it's called Velocipaster. Why would I have seen that? Yeah. Anyone have any final thoughts or anything? Want to see how many Goff is better than Stafford folks are picking the Lions. That's funny. Yeah, I want to see that too. All right. Yes, beat the Lions. I'll have all sorts of videos up this week. We'll have the Lions Rams preview. I'll do the film breakdown, assuming everything works out the way I want it to. And we'll do a live stream later on in the week, Thursday, Friday. And then Sunday, after the game, we'll do a post game like this. And then next Wednesday, if you like horror, episode 2 of the Devil's Eyes podcast, we'll be talking about Halloween Kills in spoiler details. So be sure to watch that if you finish Halloween Kills. I don't want to spoil it for you, though. Don't watch it if you have not watched Halloween Kills by next Wednesday. Yeah, I think that's going to potentially do it. I do want to start getting back into gaming a little bit as well. Maybe do a little Madden, Dead by Daylight, Resident Evil, because the next Resident Evil game or Resident Evil movie is coming out in November. I have not seen the Chucky series. I got to catch up on that. Might do some videos on that. But yeah, I think that's going to pretty much do it. If you guys want to further support the channel, you can become a member. If you're on your phone, I believe it'll say join next to my name under the video. So that's how you can become a member. Furthermore, if you want to support never mind. I had something in mind. I totally just lost it. But anyway, follow me at JKBogan. If you ever want to DM me, my DMs are open on Twitter. That's going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys as always. And for Michael Myers and I'm signing off until next time.